As we lead up to Avengers Infinity War, we're looking at how each specific Infinity Stone reflects the theme of the movie it's in. This week, we're looking at the Mind Stone in Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, I know the Mind Stone was technically used as a weapon in the Avengers, but it's actually unveiled in this movie.
Their powers, the horrors in our heads, Ultron himself, they all came from the Mind Stone.
But let's recap the film. The movie begins with the Avengers recapturing Loki's scepter from Hydra's final stronghold. During the mission, they encounter two superpowered Hydra recruits, Wanda and Pietro Maximoff. The Maximoffs take their power from the Mind Stone within the scepter, and they each display powers from different Infinity Stones. Wanda's ability to create hallucinations sets the plot into motion. She shows Tony a vision of the Avengers dead, defeated by an alien army invading the Earth. Tony, now terrified of losing his only friends, uses the scepter to give sentience to a computer program called
Ultron in the flesh,
because he's apparently never watched the Sci-Fi Channel. Ultron turns evil, recruits the Maximoff twins, and plans to Control-Alt-Delete the Earth by hitting it with a city. Wanda defeats the Avengers by giving them hallucinations, Iron Man beats Hulk like a baby brother, and everyone goes to Hawkeye's farm to meet his kids. Also, Hawkeye has kids, and he's married to Lindsay Weir from Freaks and Geeks. Good on you, Hawkeye. Wanda and Pietro realize that the evil robot is an evil robot, and they switch sides. Ultron tries to build the perfect body for himself using vibranium, the Mind Stone, and P90X. The Avengers steal the body, bring it to life, call it the Vision, and then all these weirdos stop Ultron's plan to drop a city by instead dropping small chunks of city. The theme of the movie is free will. In the first trailer, we hear a melancholy version of There Are No Strings on Me from Pinocchio. And the song recurs throughout the film.
I had strings, but now I'm free. I have no strings, so I have fun. There are no strings on me.
The meaning of the song isn't subtle. A puppet has come to life and no longer needs a human handler.
There are no strings on me!
After becoming sentient, Ultron says he dreamed of being tangled in strings, and his appearance resembles a puppet whose strings have been cut. He's even insulted when Claw confuses him with an Iron Man suit.
You think I'm one of Stark's puppets, his hollow men?
Stark is nothing!
By the way, did you guys know that as an homage to The Empire Strikes Back, someone loses a limb in every Marvel Phase 2 film? Anyways, in Natasha's hallucination, she revisits her childhood in the Red Room, where she was trained to become an assassin. We see all sorts of freaky imagery, including children without mouths. This is an important visual metaphor. The muted children represent Natasha, who no longer has a say in her fate.
I have no place in the world.
Natasha was programmed to be an assassin, as much as Ultron was programmed by Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. Captain America's vision is more of an attempt at wish fulfillment. Like Natasha, he lost his ability to choose a normal life. His fondest desire is to finally have his dance with Peggy, but he can't let himself live a lie. Choosing to live in a fantasy would make him a slave to that fantasy, thereby surrendering his free will. Steve's vision is intercut with Thor's, who is also attending a party. Steve and Natasha's visions are about the past, but Thor's is about the future.
You're a destroyer, Odinson.
Heimdall calls Thor a destroyer, foreshadowing his destruction of Asgard, and Thor shoots lightning from his chest, foreshadowing his lightning powers in Thor Ragnarok. This vision is about destiny, which is the antithesis of free will. If events in Thor's life are preordained, then does he have free will? He spends the middle act of the movie shirtless in a hot tub trying to answer this question. Hawkeye is the only Avenger that didn't get a vision because, as he tells Wanda,
I've done the whole mind control thing.
Not a fan.
and this is kind of a cheeky joke because Jeremy Renner was unhappy with playing a Loki drone during most of the Avengers. Hawkeye's already lived a life without free will, and he came through the other side. He gets a lot of flack for being the boring Avenger. Well, he is bland because he's stable. He has a family and a home. As Lindsay Weir tells him,
You don't think they need me?
I think they do, which is a lot scarier.
Bruce Banner can't let himself feel a full range of emotions. If he loses control, he'll become
An enormous green rage monster.
He's essentially a slave to the Hulk, and tells Natasha that he lives a life without free will.
Where can I go? Where in the world am I not a threat?
While Natasha can't forgive herself for her former life as an assassin.
You still think you're the only monster on the team?
At the end of the film, Banner exercises the only choice he has left, to once again remove himself from humanity. Wanda and Pietro's character arcs are about asserting their free will. We first met the twins in the post-credits scene of Captain America: Winter Soldier when they were both in cages. In Avengers 2, they begin as lackeys for Hydra, then join Ultron, and later use their free will to switch sides. Wanda becomes overwhelmed during the final battle, and Hawkeye, ever the stabilizing father figure, presents her with a choice.
But if you step out that door, you are an Avenger.
Then, in one of the film's best scenes, she accepts responsibility for her actions and fights the robots with EDM moves. Pietro ultimately chooses to sacrifice his life, echoing the Vision's words.
But a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
Before the Vision is created, Banner questions Steve's free will.
She's not in your head?
But the conversation is cut short by a literal act of God when Thor grants the Vision life. Cobbled together from many sources, the Vision is a kind of Frankenstein's monster, a new creation endowed with free will.
I'm not Jarvis. I am.
Ultron demeans the Vision's perceived servitude.
Stark asked for a savior and settled for a slave.
Even though he, not the Vision, is a slave to his programming. All through the movie, Ultron never deviates from the design of his creator. He was originally built as a peacekeeping project to protect the Earth, but believes humans are the real threat to the planet. To a machine that sees the world in terms of ones and zeros, it's more logical to destroy humanity and start again. And humanity is chaotic. Billions of people making reckless decisions, slaves to their own emotions and primal desires. But the Vision is able to see the beauty that stems from free will.
But there is grace in their failings. I think you missed that.
There's a fine line between programming and decision-making. Tony behaves like a machine, responding to the visions Wanda sends into his brain. Tony is programmed by Wanda just as Ultron was programmed by Tony. Age of Ultron asks the question, does anyone have free will? Or are we only responding to input like a computer? Are we worthy to lift the hammer, or are we all doomed, flailing through the abyss like so much Loki? I don't know, what did you guys think of Age of Ultron? Underrated, overrated? Please let us know in the comments below. And if you're finding us for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy.